Good morning and welcome back to our leadership empowerment session for today. And I think we're going to do a very interesting session with a very important topic. And I'm going to talk this morning about habits of high impact leaders. I'm going to give you some of the few aspects or habits that high impact leaders must have. I don't say that what I'm going to give you are the only ones. There are others, but I've just selected a few aspects or habits that every high impact leader must have. Leadership, as John Maxwell always say, is not about a position or a title, but it's about influence and impact. High impact leaders don't just get results. They transform people, and this is a crucial element that we as leaders must possess. It's not results only, but it's about the transformation of people. So today we will look at some of the habits that distinguish ordinary leaders with extraordinary leaders. Leaders that will leave a legacy for future generations. And the first aspect that I want to quickly refer to, a very powerful habit that a high impact leader must have. It is they ask questions. No great leader has all the answers. They need a team to support, to cover their blind spots, to fill the gaps where they don't have the answers, and they learn to ask the right questions. Right questions are questions asked that will elevate the organization, the staff, and to eliminate any loopholes. Why does it matter? Very simple. Questions unlock our thinking. It forces us to think. It helps your people to develop because you are pushing them to ask questions. You are pushing them out of their comfort zones. And by asking questions, that creates ownership. Now they are not just there to fulfill a task. They are there to contribute to the bigger picture. So they own the vision. Instead of giving answers constantly, start asking probing questions that will grow the people. So it's not just about any questions. It is deliberate, conscious questions you ask. Number 2, high impact leaders share credit. An insecure leader will take all the credit for himself and blame others for mistakes. But a secure leader shall share success with the team. Why does it matter? Why do we need to share the credit? By sharing the credit, you're building trust. You are strengthening the team culture. And this multiplies motivation. Don't be scared to share. Don't feel threatened if you give credit to one of your team members. If it was not your doing, your input, share it with people. Tell them this element we are doing now, it was a contribution of the team. Now the team will be more motivated to share because they know you're not taking all the credit for yourself. So if you take credit, you lose the team. But if you give credit, you gain the team. So celebrate the people publicly. Celebrate your team's achievements publicly. Acknowledge each team member's contribution. So it's important. Number 3, high impact leaders expect results, but they will also give high support. So you must create a balance between expectation and support. High standards, high expectations without the necessary support leads to burnout. And we have seen that how many times. If there's no support, your team members burn out. And once they have been burnt out, they lose their efficiency, their motivation, and it's very, very difficult to activate them again. Support without the standards, the quality, leads to mediocrity. Raise the bar. But as you raise the bar, you are raising the support as well. Push them into excellence. But they always do the best. Leadership creates trust if there's a support. When you challenge, there must be encouragement as well. Be clear about your expectations. Share it from the beginning. Don't throw in extra expectations because you haven't thought of it. That will make your team feel demotivated because the rules are changing constantly. You think you're doing well. Meantime, other expectations were given, which you have not met, and then you feel a failure. And as you are supporting them, walk alongside them, help them to achieve. And where they are struggling, help them to overcome. You are the leader. Have the expectations, have high expectations, but also have a high level of support. So ask yourself, am I demanding results from my team without developing them? Our assignment is to develop your current team, your emerging team members constantly. Develop them. Number 4, create a safe environment where your team can take smart risks. We have to take smart risks. Growth requires risk. But it's not just any risk. It is about risks that are smart and calculated. Every risk will take you through a phase where you feel uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone. But at the end of the day, when you have challenged them to take chance is the wrong word, to take risks, it's calculated. It's not haphazard. It's not jumping off the cliff and ask direction on your way down. It's jumping off the cliff with your parachute, with your hang glider, or whatever you want to use as a means to make you fly. But you have to take that risk. In your comfort zone, you will never grow. You will never increase your potential. Now the things that kills growth, what are those things? Fear of failure. Remember, you are not a failure when you make mistakes. You are a failure when you make mistakes and you're not learning from them. None of us, as we are sitting here watching this video, can say, I've never made a mistake. Sometimes a mistake is your best teacher, because you've learned and you know, don't do that again. If I do that again, I will have the same results. So change your modus operandi, but you will not make that mistake again. So don't fear failure. A failure is somebody who has not learned, who remained on the ground. The fear of criticism. Any leader will be criticized some or other time in their life. Make peace with it. People will criticize you because they are filled with fear, lack of understanding, lack of vision. Don't worry about what people are saying, because if people talk about you, it means you are doing something that they have noticed. I'm not talking about reckless faith, but I'm talking about smart, faith-driven, calculated risks. And for us as leaders, we must create a culture where people can say, it's okay if I try, even if I'm failing, even if I've made a mistake. Remember, they are not failures, they have just made a mistake. Number 5, focus on strengths and not on weaknesses. It's so easy because focusing on the weakness comes naturally. But sit down, ask yourself, what is this person's strengths? What can they do? How can I develop and elevate that strength? Great leaders develop what is strong instead of obsessing over the weaknesses. All of us have a weakness, but all of us also have some strength. Discover that strength. Develop that strength, and that strength will overcome the weakness. And the weakness is harnessed by the strength. Let us not run away and say, yeah, but I'm not a public speaker, but I'm excellent at IT. So focus on that, develop that, give that person all the scope, all the training to make his strength a greater element. Weakness managed make you an average. Let me repeat that. Weakness that is only managed makes me average. But strength that is developed make me impactful. So let us do this. Let us develop the strength. What must I do as a leader? Identify a person's strengths, his gifts, if you want to. It's another term. And then, important, position them correctly. If you take a person and you position that person in the wrong place, you are nullifying the strength. You are making him less impactful. So identify the strengths, place them accurately, and then you are empowering him more and more to use that strength, to take risks, to get away from being average, to being mediocre. Let them excel in their strengths, in their ability to take calculated risks. So ask yourself, when you look at that person, what is that which is natural good in that person, and how can I grow it? Number 6, Leaders must listen to understand and not to respond. So many of us are listening, and while the other person is speaking, we are already formulating our response without waiting for the whole sentence to be completed. Listening is one of the most powerful leadership tools. Listening empowers your style. It empowers your leadership because when people are speaking, they are giving you information that will help you in your discernment or identifying of a strength, to identify a weakness. You get to know that person, and not always for what they are saying, but most of the times for what they are not saying. What is poor listening skills? Interruptions. Let people finish their sentence. How many times have I sat down with people, and while you are talking, they are completing your sentence. They are interrupting you. They don't even know exactly what you want to say. And sometimes we are so polite, we will say yes. Don't interrupt. Let that person finish his statement. Think before you reply. So the moment a person has said something, wait for a second. Think. Ignore your emotions and talk about principles. I really try in my life to be led by principles and not by emotions. Am I successful all the time? No. None of us are successful all the time by eliminating our emotions. So when people are doing something, ask yourself, is this a principle that has been built or violated? Address the principle. Don't reject the person. True listening seeks understanding. How do we seek understanding? Asking probing questions. What do you mean by this? How do you see this? In other words, we are valuing that person's input. Even if you don't use it at all, doesn't matter. That person feels valued because you have listened. Not just to reject immediately, but listen. Most probably that person has something. Even if his suggestion, what he has given, is not completely accurate, but then there can be something in what they are saying that you can utilize. Ownership. That's building trust. I feel valued. Team unity is established. People don't follow leaders who don't listen to them. They will follow for a while, and then they will leave. So, what must I do? How must I do this? Pause before responding. By pausing, you're cutting out the emotion. That your logic starts to drive you. Ask follow-up questions. By asking follow-up questions, you are gaining understanding. And when somebody says something, ask a reflecting question. What do you mean by saying this, that, and the other? Some people are battling to put their thoughts into words, and then it comes out totally wrong. So don't reject that statement. Asking a probing question, what do you mean? Or I don't understand. Can you enlighten me more? And the last one I want to quickly touch on before leaving you. Treat people as your prized asset in your company and not as a number. High impact leaders see individuals and not statistics. People are more important than your profit margin. Because your profit margin is a result of the input and productivity of your staff, your people. When you are seeing output instead of people, you are killing your team. You are breaking down what everything built up in the other 6 points. Because they will feel, I am merely an instrument to make money. I don't own it. I'm not valued. I'm not respected. So we need to measure value and not necessarily the greatness. Measuring value only by performance is a dangerous thing, because people can perform without adding value to the team. If people feel used, they will lose influence. You will lose influence. If people feel valued, you gain loyalty in the team. So how do I do this? Know their names. Know their stories. Understand their struggles. I remember in the past, when I just stepped into leadership at a university in South Africa where I was a departmental head, I felt you're getting paid from 8 till 4, so don't want to hear your issues, so don't want to hear conflict at home. You leave that at home, and I want your pound of flesh for that amount of hours. Not realizing that a happy worker is a productive worker. You cannot separate a person's emotions from his being. So if he's in emotional turmoil at home, going through a divorce, just have a death in the family, their attention at the work is affected. Their production is affected. So we need to understand our staff holistically. Care for them beyond their performance. Treat him or her to where you want them to grow, and they shall grow into it because they feel valued. They feel safe. So in conclusion, these 7 things I've just mentioned are not just techniques. It's the position of the heart, the attitude of the heart. High impact leaders flow from humility, the love for people, and respect. And I want to quote the scripture here. Philippians 2 verse 3. I'm going to read it to you. Let nothing be done through selfish ambition, but in humility value others above yourself. Ask yourself the following questions. In which of these 7 habits do I still need to grow? What one change can I make this week? Don't focus on all the other things. If you miss 6 of the 7 I've mentioned, take one. Do that. Make that part of your life. Then take the next one and the next one, and you shall not feel overwhelmed, but you shall feel comfortable. Thank you for listening this morning to Habits of High Impact Leaders. Go listen to this teaching again. As I've said in the beginning, there are many more habits, but I've just picked 7. Thank you for listening to this. Listen to it again. And you are more than welcome to use this information with your team. Share it with them. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where all my teachings are published. Follow us. We also have a TikTok channel. Go and like and subscribe. And if you want me to come to your place of work, to your church, to help you with your leadership challenges, I'm more than willing to come. God bless you.